Let's go, let's go. All right, you guys can see me, hear me, cool. Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Give me a sec. Let me, Dubai's been good, man. Dubai's been good. I just got off a meet with Tech with Tim. I don't know why I almost fumbled that. You guys know Tech with Tim? He's a sick dude. Do you know him? Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Optiver round 1, fight. No, he's not cybersecurity. He's not cybersecurity. Yo, did you guys see this reel? I laughed my ass off filming this. I don't know why it's so funny. Let me see. I literally laughed my ass off filming this. I don't know why. Let me find it. Oh no. Whoa. Did you guys see this? One sec. Where is it? Wait, am I even sharing the right thing? What's that? Okay, that's me. What the hell? What am I sharing? Oh, is this the whole window? What am I doing? CapCut. Oh, wait, what? There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. This thing, dude, I died filming this laughing. We're playing Lies of P today or Sonic Crossworlds. Tell me if this is funny. I just died. So, are you interested in quant trading?
Yes.
And what's your primary driver for being interested in quant? What's the reasoning?
So I want to be a billionaire.
In what time frame?
In maybe 3 months.
Okay.
I am very determined.
For sure, no, you need determination to crack. Lock
in, chat. Lock
sure.
in.
You want to be a billionaire in 3 months, you have to lock in. All right, let's see. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's just funny. All right, let me move this a little. It's not real. It's just funny. What do we want to do, chat? What do we want to do? I need to relax a little. I've been like all tensed up all day. So we can do call-ins. We can do call-ins. We can do grill-ins. We can just game and chat. What should we do? What should we do? Why did I shave? I have this jawline. Why would I not shave? Call the whatnot guy? Should we go deep fry? Should we deep fry it? Only deep fries tonight? Just game and chat? Yeah, I think I might just game and chat. Let's start off with gaming and chatting. And then let's do a grill in. I want to have a separate like win $100 call in. A separate win $100 call in. Oh my god. Everything's lagging. 1 second. When will I what? When will you start gaming? Now. We're starting now. One sec, guys. Oh, I got 2 new races. SpongeBob. I unlocked SpongeBob, guys. Let's do Lies of P. I want to play that. Yeah, it's really loud. Sorry. I'm lowering the desktop audio. I think it's worth that. I think you can get 60 hours of playtime. Let's see. I want to talk to people too. I just don't want to sit on my ass. Yeah, watch the I think it was pre-existing finance knowledge, not pre-existing quant knowledge. That's a red flag. That's one of the quant researcher coach said on a previous stream, a previous video. If comp is the same everywhere, which firm do I choose to work at? The one that gives me the best work-life balance, of course. All right, if you're interview prepping, I want you to call in. If you're interview prepping, call in. If you don't know what you're doing with your life, call in. If you're homeless, call in. If you're literally homeless, call in, okay? You have another year and a half before you get your bachelor's. In other words, you have another year and a half before you're homeless. That's okay. You can call in too. It's top university courses to break into quant research. I have 1 year before I'm homeless. Please. I need a job. Hello. Hello?
Sorry, we just muted the stream. I actually just had a quick story to tell.
All right, story time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I had an interview about a student position at a quant firm here in Denmark. It's a firm that trades on the energy market. There's quite a lot of those, I think, probably in the EU.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had an interview with the other. He was quite a young guy. He also, like this year, just did his bachelor in computer science.
Okay.
And a funny thing, when we were looking over my projects, he had never heard of C++ in his life.
And how old is this dude?
Well, he was about my age, so probably like 24.
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah. And he had never heard of C++, and he even came from Aarhus University, just like Bjarne Strausted.
And he's a coder?
Yeah, he says that on his LinkedIn, that he's a quantitative analyst and developer at this firm. But there is a thing. His dad was the CEO.
Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why he's never
Yeah.
C++.
Exactly. So yeah, I didn't take that job. He also talked about that the firm like writes all their code with the LLMs, and they don't even look over the code. They just make like PRs. They just do their PRs with AI too.
So what are you doing now? What are you doing now to level up?
Well, I'm just reading books right now. I'm reading IP and TCP. I think, well, TCP and IP. I don't remember the exact title. It's what? Sorry.
What does TCP stand for?
TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, right?
Yeah, good job.
Well, I haven't done networking yet at uni, so I'm only know a little about it, but
okay.
Yeah.
What year are you in?
I'm in the second year. I'm just about done. I have an exam tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
It was mostly just about that story. I don't feel I'm too cooked, honestly.
Okay.
Like I'm doing well. I'm also, I've only done this 2 years, so I have a lot to learn. But so far, it's going good.
How does a TCP connection established?
Well, they have like a handshake, a three-way handshake where they acknowledge, and then, well, they first like take the request and acknowledge that, and then acknowledge the acknowledgement. I don't remember the exact words.
All right, wrap it up. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Since and attack. All right.
Yeah, you're synchronized. That's right.
How do they? What's the How do they end a connection?
How they end the connection?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not I don't know. I haven't looked into that yet, so I have absolutely no clue. I can
Okay.
guess that's about it.
All right, it's a four-way handshake.
A four-way handshake.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you're ready.
What makes it a four-way?
Fin-ac, fin-ac.
Ah, right.
I
Okay.
think you're ready to start at AT&T though.
AT&T.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, because you're already pretty good on the on that front.
Yeah, actually, I'm also doing an interview process at like Motorola in like cloud communication department, whatever that means.
All right. What do
I've
they
only,
do?
what they do, I don't know yet. I haven't had like a technical talk yet. That's what the next part is. I've only had like with the recruiters, and that's about it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what they're actually doing. But it seems fun.
Okay.
I have had the best like success actually not at the searching in enterprise. That's been very hard for me to get a interview at enterprise companies, like bigger companies. So that's been like very difficult. It's
Yeah. Enterprise is a different beast. What's been difficult about it for you?
I think it's the resume. You have to like tailor it quite exactly for like recruiters and non-technical people, and I think that's something I have quite trouble with. I have had like a very technical resume, like going into details about the projects instead of just the keywords and whatnot they need.
I see.
But I've had great success at like small startup companies and tech companies. That's been very easy actually, very good. I had an interview with like a small company. It took 1.5 hours with the CTO and the tech lead for 1.5 hours. It was a very long interview, and it went very well. And we had even talked about hours and responsibilities. I had to make Rust bindings for the Rust SDK over to like all the common languages, Java, C#, whatnot, all those languages.
When are they giving you the
And
job?
I don't know, like in the last minute, like they said they would reach back about like a starting date. In the last minute, they just said they didn't have time for onboarding me anyways. It was not like it was just the job I got by writing to CTO directly, actually.
Okay. Damn. Why don't you guys follow up? Why don't you like push forward and figure out why they're not hiring you?
Well, that's what I did. I just sent today a message if I can like send them my CV and have them like in the database, because I think I made a good impression. Like it was a very long interview and it was quite relaxed and stuff. But I also think that's just the culture here in Denmark is quite different.
You guys need to be more aggressive with what you want out of your career. Like you can't just like some of you guys in my Discord too. You're like, oh, I haven't heard back in like a month. Should I follow up? Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, okay, a month. That point is probably dead.
Oh yeah, that was hyperbolic, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird that it just all of a sudden didn't have time. But it's also a quite small team, so like it can be kind of chaotic, I think.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have somebody else join up.
That's it. That's all right. Have a good day.
See ya.
See you.
Hello. You're muted.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, CJ. I'm Sam. I just wanted to call in because I've been following your channel for a while, and actually, it's thanks to your videos that I got interested in, well, not interested, but like regain the motivation to get back to actually working on lead code kind of challenges and working on my skills, because so I come from academia, from computational neuroscience, and yeah, basically, long story short, I got kicked out of my PhD because being disabled was not profitable for the research institution.
Oh damn, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
What does that
Yeah.
mean? Like, what does it mean that it wasn't? Why would they kick you out? Because don't they just collect your money regardless of whether or not
Yes.
you're?
So basically, so the professor kind of watched her ass so that she couldn't be sued, and she used like some legal loopholes so that discrimination law doesn't apply. But basically, what I was told by one of her supervisors, like that was under the professor was told that, yeah, we already talked about this. Like I was already selected for the PhD program and I had already started working on stuff, and then got kicked out when the whole medical stuff came out, and then this supervisor, who I guess kind of felt a bit bad for me, had like, hey, look, I'm going to keep this on the down low. Please don't mention my name. Please don't tell anyone that I told you this. But
I
we
see.
had like we already knew that you were going to get kicked out, because the professor said that with the money that because she said that she doesn't want she can't afford a student with a disability, because with the money that they have for one student with disabilities, they can get 2 PhD students without disabilities, like able-bodied, and basically not, I guess not like a wise investment, because she said that she was like under pressure from the administration to publish a bunch of papers and whatnot. So yeah, that's how I dropped from academia and started to get more into trying to find some form of marketable skills out of computational neuroscience, which ended up being mostly like machine learning and stuff.
Yeah.
And something that really resonated from your channel was how you were talking about how we have been mostly almost like force-fed these images, or like this impression of how AI is groundbreaking and it will save everything, and how everything is now obsolete. But we used to specialize in ethics in like trustworthy AI was one of my specializations when I started like getting into the industry and whatnot. And I can tell you, first of all, like it's mostly like honestly over 95% is bullshit, and it's just people just selling an OpenAI wrapper.
Yeah.
I'm doing machine learning.
Yeah. And now
Most of it, yeah.
when a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm like I'm learning machine learning, I'm studying machine learning," when I think about like real machine learning, a lot of it's heavily math based. So, what percent of people that do you think that are in machine learning or call themselves machine learning engineer actually know like nothing about what's going on behind
That
the
is
scenes?
such a great question, because I share your view exactly. Like, for example, I was a founding machine learning engineer of a startup for a while until they ran out of runway. And they were one of the few startups I have ever seen. Like, they actually tasked me with the infrastructure part, like working with the GPUs for distributed training and
Yeah.
fine tuning of the models and getting metrics and so on. But the overall majority, like, when I was applying for different jobs, like I have applied to, I don't know, IBM, I have applied to consulting firms and whatever. And when we're talking, they said, we pride ourselves in hiring AI engineers, not machine learning engineers. And I was kind of not familiar with the terminology. And they explained to me that what they want is more like people who augment, and I'm trying to quote more or less what they said, they augment themselves with AI, which is just, for me, just sounds like buzzwords for vibe coding.
Yeah, essentially they have an AI chatbot assistant.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, what I used to do was mostly, I was working with computer vision. It was a lot of linear algebra, matrix vector operations and so on.
Yeah.
But what I got like a temporary contract at another company for like 6 months, and there I can tell you, not just me, but the entire so-called machine learning team, which was maybe 3 or 4 people, you were mostly a glorified prompt engineer.
Yeah.
Because you were just doing LangChain and just trying to fine-tune prompts and whatever. But at the end of the day, like the amount of coding that you were doing, like I felt, that's when I felt like, if I lose this job, which obviously was a contract, like, what am I learning out of this? What
Yeah.
marketable skill do I get out of this? And yeah, I got into your videos and I started like doing self-taught courses, looking at basically, I must admit, I wouldn't submit myself to getting roasted by you, because I am quite, I came from neuroscience and basically just fought my
Sure,
way.
it's not your background.
through.
Yeah, you kind of grinded
Yeah,
your
it's
way
a
in.
different background. And I must admit, I have thin skin. So I would probably just be the normal girl who just cries in the corner if someone is mean to her.
That would be a bad look for me. I get canceled.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, but yeah. So basically, I was just taking this pattern of like watching your videos and seeing like some of the. So what I, for example, learned from you is to work on my resume and look at the gaps and look at what the recruiters were asking for. So I sent about 300 applications in a span of, you could say, 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And I started noticing, so for example, I was noticing what are they looking for that I don't have? And what are they looking for where they have few applicants? And for example, DevOps was something where I noticed, okay, I have worked with Docker, but just, I mean, containerizing something is not just enough. So that's why I started getting into Kubernetes and trying to basically see what do I need to fill what they're asking for. And yeah, honestly, it became basically making myself employable and improving my skills, and applying for jobs became my main, my full-time job.
Yeah.
I am currently very privileged to say that my skills in mathematics and I'm definitely not cracked. Please do not. I'm not saying cracked, but yeah.
You're pre-cracked. If companies can be pre-revenue, you're pre-cracked. You're on the right track.
Yeah, and yes. So, for example, I got I'm getting some offers. I'm
nice.
very, very privileged to do that. So, I'll probably start up as what they call an applied AI engineer, a senior applied AI engineer. And I told it's a startup, so I told the CTO from the beginning that I don't want to do vibe coding, and that if it's not just about the money, I want to learn something useful.
Yeah.
So I like that I'm being pushed in the sense that, for example, we're going to be working with Postgres and with TypeScript. So I basically just said, well, I mean, I could just do a course, but I just realized I just started making my own. I just started making an own project where I'm basically just writing the list of things that I need to learn. And that is the one time where I actually feel like I could use, like, for example, I agree with you. I mean, maybe I feel like there are a bit more things that we got from AI other than Jeffrey Epstein videos fighting P. Diddy. I mean, in the medical field, which is where I used to work, we have made good advances, like, for example, for disease prevention through diagnostics from imaging.
Yeah, but even then, I've heard a lot of things regarding that like some of the images, they'll see a lump and they'll tell you have cancer when it's actually some like benign cyst or something. Like it's still not there yet. Sure, it's helpful, but like it's still not as helpful as people think.
Absolutely.
And I think something that a lot of people think, and maybe it's because I give off this impression on my channel, is that I'm anti-AI. I'm not necessarily anti-AI. I'm just very skeptical. And I think you hit the nail on the head that you get that. But like in my business workflow, I'll just give you an example. Like I use AI for customer service. What does that mean? It means somebody hits me up on Zendesk and says, how can I join the Discord? Well, that's already on the website, and I don't want to have to send the same thing 100 times to every person that asks me that question. So I just have like an AI agent in Zendesk that notices that this person's asking about the Discord, and I send them the automated response relevant for the Discord joining, and that solves 99% of Discord tickets.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I would also call, like, I often get like weird looks with people with similar way, but you work in AI and you don't like AI. And I said, like, I'm very skeptical of it.
Right.
And so, for example, we used to make jokes about how we used to say machine learning is when you're actually using PyTorch and NumPy for making vector operations, and your presentations are very dry and people don't pay attention.
Yeah.
And you're probably using LaTeX for doing your PDFs. And then we make jokes that AI is when you're just using PowerPoint for making presentation and you're just saying buzzwords.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I would call it. And yeah, but for example, I was working in explainable AI, and to be honest, most of like things that they use for like showing, oh, this really is a lump, this is just showing basically the gradient activations of a neural network. It's not really explaining anything. So I would also agree that people are selling it far they're overselling it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I guess I mean I moved to a different country just for work, so I have to just get something, otherwise I get kicked out. So I'm willing to take something as long as I'm willing to learn. And yeah, so I wanted to thank you for motivating me. And yeah,
Awesome. No, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear that a
yeah,
lot. Thank you for calling in and sharing that.
thank you so much, and enjoy your stream.
Thank you. I'm
Bye.
going to enjoy dying in Lies of P. I'll have somebody
All
else
right.
in. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Chat, I'm trying to hone it. I'm trying to lock in on my dodges. I mean, not my dodges, my parries. I'm trying to get better parrying. I can just dodge the whole boss, but then like that's like the noob way. Hello. Hello.
Yo,
What's up?
hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a second year CS student
Okay.
trying to get my first internship
Okay.
for summer 27. Hopefully in like a C++ or low level role.
Okay.
I'm still a beginner in C++. I've only been learning for like 2 months, but I've read like several chapters and learned CPP and gone through some of the resources you've mentioned on your channel.
Yeah.
Read a little bit of O-Step. So I was just wondering if you could quiz me on like what you would expect a intern, like for a person looking for their first internship in a C++ role to know.
I think the first couple of things are like language constructs, like, you know, some of the basic stuff, like what's a default parameter? You know what that is?
Yeah, it's like you can have when you write a function signature, if you can like have, for example, like int x equal to 10, and if the caller doesn't provide an argument, then that'll be like that'll be instantiated when it's called.
Yeah. So Matt, what if I take, do you know what a function pointer is?
Yeah, it's just like any other pointer. It just points to a function, so you can like call it just by, I guess, writing out the name of the pointer.
Yeah. So if I have a function pointer to a function that has a default parameter, and I call that function through the function pointer, what happens?
Like with no arguments?
Yeah, with no arguments, yeah.
Then I guess the function will be called with whatever the default parameter you wrote in the function signature is.
No, it's actually a compilation error. See, this is where some of the more junior guys, they kind of struggle a bit because they understand like the surface level, but they need to dig deeper. Not saying that you need to dig deeper because you're still new, but this is where that's what will really differentiate you in an interview, especially if it's like a C++ knowledge heavy interview. So there's like you know the surface level, which is good, but how do you level up? You level up, I don't want to sell myself, but like through the sorts of questions I have on my platform, by reading open source code bases, by asking yourselves like deeper questions about how things actually work, you know? So I'll give you another example. Imagine we have two functions and they're virtual functions. And we have a base class pointer. So actually, let me think about this differently. We have A and B, two classes. A has like function A that's virtual, and B has function B that's virtual. And function B is an overriding of function A, right? So I guess my question would be, if I call function B through a base class pointer of type A, you know, which we know which virtual function will be called, but which default parameter will be used. If both those functions have a default parameter, like if function A had default parameter 1 and function B had default parameter 2, which one will be called, 1 or 2?
I think I've heard this question before, and it's going to be class A, because I looked into it, and I looked into it, and I'm pretty sure default parameters are like static or known as at compile time, and when you're calling it through the base class pointer, that's runtime. So effectively, it would just pick the default parameter at static time.
Yeah. So it's based off the type of it's not based on the dynamic type.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So these are the sorts of, that's good that you've looked into it and you've been curious about it. That's what you need as a C++ developer. But a lot of you guys need guidance and a roadmap because there's so much to C++ and not everything's important. And some of the things for the industries that you're interested in might be important, and some of the things won't be important. right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like I'm reading through a tour of C++ right now, and like I'm getting into templates, and it's just there's like so much depth to templates, and I'm just wondering if I need to know all of it, like for a beginner role. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Definitely not, but that's going to help differentiate you in an interview
Mhm.
for a beginner role. Because I know in a junior quant position, people are always asked about templates, always. It's like, and 90% of candidates say, I haven't looked into it. Like, come on, bro, it's generics. It's one of the most basic things. How can you have not
Yeah.
looked into what a template is? Sure, you don't have to know the nuances of partial template specialization, right? And like, can you partially specialize a function? No, you can't. Okay, well, how do you partially specialize a class? Like, build code stood optional for me, right? You don't need to know that level of detail, but if you can blow the interviewer out of the water by knowing that, then you'll be good. I mean, I had somebody, I was so shocked. Jump Trading asked somebody to implement stud variant. It's a question on my platform, and this was for a junior role. And like, I wouldn't even ask a senior to do that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like standard library stuff. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Well, no, you can ask some standard library stuff, but like stud variant, like you need to be really sharp to know that.
Mm-hmm. How important would you say like lead code style stuff is for
What role
like,
are you applying
junior?
for?
Like a C++ role, I'd say, low level. I pretty much haven't done any lead code. That's like my weakness right now.
It depends on the industry though. Like C++ low level for what?
Ideally quant, because that's like the trajectory I want to go into. But
Yeah.
I mean, anything just to get some experience
Yeah.
would be nice.
What I would do in your case, probably, it's probably important for the online assessment, but beyond that, you're probably not going to get as much related to it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. More so like conceptual C++ stuff.
Yeah, conceptual C++ are definitely going to start you off with that. Almost any role is going to start you off conceptual C++. And then they're going to move on to like, okay, tell me more about like exception safety guarantees. Tell me more about XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell them like, can you implement unique pointer, things like that?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard implementing those basic standard library stuff is pretty important.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be key. I actually quit
Okay.
my previous job partially because like the C++ dev that was my mentor like didn't know basic shit. I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to go build a get cracked and like get cracked by building get cracked.
Didn't you pay your mentor though?
No, that was my mentor in the company, like the guy they assigned you
Oh,
when you
okay, I
joined.
see, I see.
Yeah.
How important would you say is like having a mentor?
Very.
Hmm.
Because not everything can be learned on the job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that too, like you need to understand what HR will push you forward in your job when the time is right. But like you need to know yourself how to gauge when that's right for you. And that's only going to come via you having a mentor that can kind of benchmark you and kind of push you in the right direction. Like there are so many skills just outside of being able to know how to code that's going to be important for your development. There's how do you budget? How do you lead a team? How do you manage juniors? How do you communicate on like a merge request? Right? When I was a junior, I was communicating too aggressively on a merge request. And then I learned how to soften my language and that not everybody's as blunt as me. Like all those things that make up how somebody works with you and alongside you are very important.
Yeah. What about the behavioral like part? Because I have like pretty much zero like experience, like significant experience working in teams on any like coding projects.
Behavioral stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start basic stuff. Like, I mean, if I was, are you talking about behavioral interviews or like how do you be a good person on the job?
More so behavioral interviews.
Is it okay if we like run through 20 minutes worth of one and I can give you advice?
I wouldn't be comfortable with that because I would literally stumble. I would have literally
But
nothing
the thing
to
is,
say.
dude, would you rather stumble in a stream with 550 people watching and me playing Lies of P dying every 3 seconds? Or would you rather stumble in the HR round, the final Jane Street round with the lead partner of the firm?
Well, the thing is, I just haven't prepared at all. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
would
the
just
thing is,
embarrass
who are you going to
myself.
prepare with? ChatGPT or are you going to prepare with the guy that got 40 people offers in the past 30 days?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
Tell me about
yeah,
yourself. Tell me about yourself.
I guess I'm a second year CS student, CS and math.
Okay.
I've taken a bunch of the intro CS courses, intro to computer systems, a Java software construction course, data structure DSA course. But yeah, just haven't worked in like a big team project yet. That's what I want to do like next year, do hackathons and stuff to get
Okay.
experience in that.
And let's say we're interviewing for Rocket Trading. Why do you want to work at Rocket Trading?
Well, I probably do some research on the company beforehand and just like
But I
watch
mean,
some
it's
videos.
okay. Let's back up then. Why do you want to work in quant? Because you must have a reason for that now.
Yeah, I'd say I've always enjoyed math, and then recently like computer science has like become a passion of mine. And I know that quant like sits at the intersection of those two things, and you tackle interesting problems, and it's hard. And yeah, just I guess the challenge of it interests me.
Okay. What experience do you? So part of being in quant is obviously taking initiative. There's a saying that you'd rather ask for forgiveness than for permission. Can you tell me about a time where you took initiative? It might have been in class and other jobs.
I can't say in class, but I guess recently I've been working on a C++ project just to show that I have interest in the field outside of just schoolwork.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a back tester, a simple back tester written in C++. That's something I've been working on recently.
Okay. And as part of your project, what are some certain things that, well, first of all, is the project complete?
It's a work in progress. I have like some simple strategies I've implemented. I started with just like basic CSV from Y-Finance, just like 2,000 rows, and then recently I'm trying to like upgrade to a CSV file with like 1,000,000 plus rows, trying to make that work. And I haven't gotten into optimization yet, but like I want to first get it working with like a large data set, and then see like look for any optimization opportunities.
Okay. What would you have done differently if you can start the project all over again?
I made a really big, I made a silly error with templates at the beginning. I was like trying to do inheritance with templates because I didn't really understand like the purpose of templates, and that I pretty much wasted a week trying to get it work with like templates everywhere in my code. I think eventually I had to like, because I know like with templates, eventually like you get everything in the header file, and so like my code was just becoming way too bloated. I was like, some files were just header files, others were CPP, so I was just like getting into a super big mess. So I wish I just like avoided that completely and just straight like went into basic inheritance.
Okay. Okay, I think that makes sense. I mean, what are some, can you teach me something about C++?
Teach you something about C++?
Yeah, something that you learned. It doesn't have to be like something I don't know about, but something you recently learned.
I guess the RAII idiom, I thought that was cool.
Okay.
Just like the fact that you can prevent memory leaks and all sorts of memory management issues just by having classes and working with constructors and destructors, so that whenever I guess your code, like there's an exception or whatever, that memory doesn't leak, just having everything with a class and working with constructors and destructors, that's like a way to avoid memory issues in C++.
Okay. All right, I think that makes sense. That's good. Why shouldn't we hire you?
Why shouldn't you hire me?
Yeah. I mean, there's 300 other candidates.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I can't think of a response right now.
Okay, so you have there's not one reason in your mind why we shouldn't hire you. Let's switch it up. Why should we hire you?
I think I'm a quick learner. I think I'm eager whenever I don't understand something to like drill down and really want to get to the root of it.
Okay, but so is Ching Chong Wang Fujian, who is a 2 times math Olympiad.
Yeah. Like, see, I haven't like thought beyond that what I should say or like bring up relevant experiences.
Well, we're in an interview, so just run with it because you're not going to say that in a real interview.
Okay.
So you don't know
Yeah,
why
I
we
just
should hire
I,
you.
I, I would just blank at this point, like with my level of preparation right now.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in this company in 5 years?
Well, I'd like to have made some meaningful contributions to the company.
Well, yeah, you're not
Whether
going to
that
be at
be
this
like,
company in 5 years if you didn't make any meaningful contributions.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what else?
I mean, I'd like to be in a more senior position if
I mean-
everything works out well.
Well, if you are here for 5 years, you're most likely going to be senior. So I need something meaningful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. What's your expectations for compensation? You're coming in at a junior position, fresh out of school. What are you looking for?
I'd probably be looking for a little bit above what's mentioned on the listing.
Which is how much?
I don't know. I guess insert whatever was on the listing plus.
How much is an
Maybe-
average role for quant finance that you're going to be interested in?
I mean, I'm looking for an internship next year. So on the high end, I'm pretty sure it's like 80K for a summer, and then the low end, like I don't know, 30K or something.
That's a big range. What do you want?
I mean, I'd like on the higher range, obviously.
And if you don't get it?
I'd
Because
look at other companies.
we're only willing to offer 33,000.
Okay. Well, then I'll keep that in mind, and I'll talk to other places, and if I don't get any better offers, then yeah, I might ping you guys.
Oh, you might ping us.
Yeah.
All right. Who else are you talking to?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much. Like,
Oh, so you were bluffing this whole time?
I wasn't bluffing. Okay, I guess Optiver, Jane Street, Jump Trading, IMC.
You're talking to Jane Street.
Yeah.
Well, they can definitely pay more than us. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, if I pass the final stage, maybe I'll go there.
All right. Maybe if you ping us back. Can you let me know if you have any other questions for me?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you wish you knew before entering the company?
I wish I knew just how important it would be for me as a junior to need to clarify ambiguity. I think as juniors, we think that a lot of things will be given to us, when in reality, we still have to, a lot of times the scope is unclear and we still have to do a lot of research and figure out what's going on. And that involves reaching out back to your manager, asking them for advice, clarifying scope requirements, you know.
Do you think it's always better to rely on colleagues and seniors versus taking initiative in a company, like on a project that you're working
I think
on?
it depends on what. For example, if it's something you can easily Google, you should probably take initiative and do that. For example, if it's maybe a Git command, you're trying to figure out how to do X, Y, or Z. But if it's something that, you know, you've read the documentation and you feel like it's insufficient, then it's definitely something that you should, you know, it's definitely something you should ask around about.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the way that I'd look at it.
What is your company's stance on AI coding agents use right now? Where do you guys see yourself in the next few years as it improves? Like, what's the direction of the company in regards to that?
We have a no AI policy at the moment. So nobody's allowed to use AI. It's not going to be punished if you get caught for it, but because we're working on such sensitive code bases, oftentimes, you know, it might be a security concern or a threat if you don't, not that like the code will be leaked or anything like that, but in the sense of if you're committing code that you're unfamiliar with, there's not only technical debt that might be involved, but also comprehension debt. And that's actually more dangerous, because if the amount of people committing code grows to a point where they're committing so much code that they themselves aren't familiar with, then looking back 6 months at the code we've just built up, there's going to be a massive issue, right? There's a bunch of people that have committed code that they don't know how to resolve, or they don't know what it does, and that's very dangerous in our business.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, listen. Thank you for coming to speak to Rocket Trading.
Yeah, thank you for interviewing me.
Okay. All right, so good job. Well, not so good. If I was to give 5 average, And you've obviously said that like you haven't done any prep, so I get it.
Yeah, I've done 0 prep.
Yeah. If 5 was average, you're probably at a 2.5.
Okay.
You would have, I mean, the interview would have been over when you said like, I'll ping you guys back or whatever.
Okay. Well, why is that?
Well, it came off as a bit like you guys are just an option for me. You know, like
Okay,
I'm
'cause-
interviewing with Jane Street and Optiver, and like, you know, the salary doesn't really make sense. If I don't know, if maybe Jane Street offers me less, I'll ping you back. That's what it came off as. And I know it's
Okay.
like a mock, it's a play, whatever, but that's kind of the feeling that it gave.
Okay, because I've seen I think one other behavioral interview on your channel, and the dude was like really
Puking?
not. What?
He was like puking, right?
Yeah, he just he felt like he didn't know his worth at all. So I thought it would be better to hinge on the side of, I guess, being a little bit more assertive than.
Yeah, but you were assertive, and then you admitted you bluffed and you didn't have an offer. So I kind of coerced it out of you because I'm a skilled interviewer. So let me tell you what you should have done. If it's on the low end, you say, okay, like essentially, if they tell you how much they want to pay you, you say thank you. I'll keep that in mind. That's it.
Okay.
Like you're not gonna tell them, it's a little low for me. I'll you know, if other firms don't want me, I'll get back to you. I'll ping you. I'll hit you up. Say if you want to like Netflix and chill, we can like hit up and like, you know, like that's the vibe it gave, you know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. When they say like, why shouldn't we hire you? They're not actually looking for an answer that's like meaningful. They're looking for how can this guy deal with pressure? Like it's obviously a dumb got you question, but even something along the lines of, you know, essentially you want to answer like a politician. You don't really want to answer the question because it's not a question that's framed to your benefits. You want to say something along the lines of, you know, when I first came to university, I'm a second year, of course. When I first came, I was a little messy. I'd come home, I'd throw my car keys on the desk, and I'd totally forget about where I left them. I think we can all recognize with that, right? So obviously they're sympathizing with you at this point because they've done that too before. And then you say something along the lines of, well, once I started realizing that I was wasting time looking for things that I should have been able to find extremely quickly, I actually pulled out an agenda. And in my agenda, I started writing things such as where I place the car keys, what I have to do for schoolwork, when X is due, when Y is due. And I use that to start prioritizing not only my attention, but also my time. Since doing that, I have not missed a single task or homework assignment at school. And I've also become more productive because I can better manage my time without being nervous or anxious as to whether or not I should be doing X, Y, or Z. Right? So you see how you just turned a weakness, like why shouldn't we hire you? And you made it into a strength.
Yeah, to like growth mindset you improved and. Yeah.
And then like why should we hire you? You had no idea. Like that's like you're in an interview. You should know why you should be hired. Right? So like you should come into an interview knowing you should hire me because of X, Y, Z. I have, you know, I have an insane amount of perseverance, and I know that grit in this industry is much more important than raw intellect because you can be the smartest person in the room with the highest IQ, but if you don't have fortitude and perseverance, if you can't take initiative, if you can't take the knowledge that you've gained through doing X, Y, and Z and apply it in a way that's meaningful, in a way that resonates with members of your team, like it's essentially worthless. There are plenty of people. You're one of the top quant trading firms, right? Answer yes or no. I imagine you're the firm, right? You're one of the top trading firms.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you probably have 300 more applicants.
Yeah, about that.
And they're all competing for this position.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that there's a lot of people in Mensa. And a lot of people with extremely high IQs.
Yep.
But what I have above them is my ability to see things through to the end and persevere. Let me give you an example. I've been studying Mandarin Chinese for the past 9 years. I haven't missed a single week of preparation. And in doing so, I'm now 汉语学评考16级. I'm the maximum level. 我是最高级的汉语学评. So if the interviewer is Chinese, I always pull this out at the end of the interview. Always. Because now I impress them and I resonate with them. And I
Can I speak French? Like I know French. Can I pull out the French
if they speak French, go for it. 学到这种技能，你需要坚持，坚持很久，你不要放弃. Right? So like that's how, this isn't the like standard interview script. This is how this is how you get in bed with your interviewer without getting in bed with your interviewer.
Okay.
You know, like that's how you resonate with them on the human level, and they're like, "Damn, like yeah, that guy's 125 IQ, but he plays Fortnite all day, whereas this guy has been grinding Chinese for the past 10 years, And you know, like this is a guy that's gonna be there when I need him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a
Okay.
really good way to see that. Tell me about yourself, bro. You need to tell a story. You're not telling a story. You're saying every generic thing that every other person has essentially said. So you're
Yeah,
saying
like I said, I haven't
Yeah.
rehearsed anything. So,
So let
yeah, I
me
would.
let me give you a story though, so you have a good example. So you're
Okay.
not like, how do I guess my story? So you say, yeah, my name is Tomer. I studied business in school, and I ended up taking a position out of university at a cryptocurrency company called BitMEX. During my time there, I realized that I can do a lot of my manual tasks a lot easier by writing code. Prior to working at BitMEX, I haven't written a single piece of code in my life. But since starting there, and since automating a lot of my manual workflows, I realized just how important and impactful not only writing code, but understanding code is. That's why I want to pursue a career in not only quantitative trading, but essentially in computer science. And I see quantitative trading as a crossroad between my passion for finance, which I developed at BitMEX, and my newfound love for programming. And that's why I'm sitting in front of you here today, right? That's like a very short version, but that like tells a story. Not like I'm a computer science major. Everybody that's applying is a computer science major, right? Like I want to know you as a human being and why you're sitting in front of me today.
Yeah, differentiate yourself from
Yeah.
other candidates.
And don't tell a sob story like I was addicted to meth and then I got out of it and like, you know, like it doesn't have to be this like heartthrob story. It just has to be a real story where they're like, you know what, this dude's real. I want to work with this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of courage for coming on and doing this like ad hoc and just saying, you know, I didn't prepare, but fuck it, I'm going to do it. And I would rather you like make all these fuck ups with me than do it in front of like the Jane Street partner.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it, CJ.
Yep. All right. Any questions for me?
No, I guess that's it. Thanks.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
That guy's going to make it, man. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. First of all, wait, before you do anything, where's this key? Where's the key to this door?
What door?
No, in my video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Somebody just respond first.
Am I live or am I in the waiting room?
You're in the waiting room.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, what you want to say?
Yeah, I have a question about, you know, like there are some type of quant dev job that's more like research data.
Research data. Okay. Like what?
It's like you prepare like data sets, you prepare like storage of data so that researchers can easily interact, and then like actually like doing more kind of business side of things, like understanding more finance so that like quant researchers are more effective. Are you aware of such role, or maybe they're called a bit differently?
I don't think that
Like-
the firm that I was at didn't have a specific role for that. I just
Just called quant dev, I guess, right?
it was just called quant dev, and I built like data ticker feeds and pipelines to store data for researchers to iterate on, like order book, trade data, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know that it's not like, you know, like, so a lot of people when say like quant dev, they mean like this low latency stuff that's sending like microsecond to like nanosecond optimizations and stuff like, but like I'm currently at some like hedge fund where I do such kind of role. So I do Python. I don't have a lot of like latency requirements. I'm more like optimized in like loading and stuff, and also like understanding finance, understanding what researchers want to do and stuff. And also like there are some like you know, like manual trading, so you are like no latency requirement at all.
Sure.
And I was like initially thinking of actually doing some hardcore C++ and doing like very low level things, but then I got this role, and then I'm here like for a couple of months now. And I was thinking, how much do you think is like this type of work transferable, or like is a good way to start, you know, like quant dev career, you know?
And honestly, you're in probably one of the best positions you can be in,
Why
because I think it's very transferable, and it all depends on how you frame your experience, you know?
what do you mean? It's like when you go to what?
Yeah, when you go to a formal role, you tell them like why you're worthy of being hired, and you tell them like, listen, I've already done X, Y, and Z. Like I've already built out data pipelines. I've already built out dashboards for reporting. I've already done post-trade analysis. I've already, you know, I have a good understanding of option trading and what's Vega, what's Charm, what's Theta, how do you trade various instruments, if that is indeed what you've done, right? So it's not like you're coming to them from like an art history background.
Mm-hmm. But like, it's not going to be C++. Like I don't do C++. Like I do Python.
Right, but if you want to do a C++ role, you're going to need to learn C++. Now, you can say, that's the thing, like, a lot of you guys say, well, I don't do C++, I'm going to throw my hands up and just give up. No, you say, like, listen, I have learned Python, I've done it without AI, and I've done it essentially from scratch. I've become extremely proficient at it, and over these past couple of months, I've been learning C++ too. No, I'm not coming here claiming I'm a pro, but I am coming here with a given amount of basic knowledge that I think I can parlay into a serious career in C++.
I see. But like in general, what do you think is the whole industry like moving forward by being fastest and fastest? So by that mean writing more low level like Rust or C++, or will there be still room for like Python developers and like business understanding, like quant devs, more businessy quant devs?
I think a lot of it's more businessy. Like there's always going to be somebody faster. It's essentially like, it's a kind of like a rat race to be as quick as possible. The real alpha comes from like iterating on strategies that can be, that are replicable for a while. And a lot of that doesn't come from speed.
I see. Like I was also hearing a lot, like a lot of big firms also like opening up mid-frequency stuff, like moving a bit more, like investing more in mid-frequency. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend that's looking to raise money for a fund and he wants to do mid-frequency crypto, right? So, yeah.
I see. Thanks, man. The website is amazing. I was in top 10 in very beginnings of it, and then I dropped out.
Oh, okay.
But the product, like I remember this white background, pure HTML.
Yeah, it really changed a lot.
I'm really happy to see how it's like developing, and wish you luck.
We actually just added hardware questions, and we added hardware questions with you know, waveform. Well, you might not be a hardware engineer, so you don't know that.
No, I didn't do EC.
Oh, so you know what waveform is or no?
No, I didn't do it.
It's like a waveform viewer. It's like a way to debug hardware code. So we added that as well. So it's super unique. I haven't seen that anywhere else.
No, that's great. I contributed a couple of questions, and it's yeah, I'm really happy, and wish you luck and safety. I hope the whole region will be much more stable.
Yeah, I hope
Thanks,
so
man.
too. Thank you. See ya. Alrighty, let me just. I have to go to where? Hotel? How do I go to hotel? Oh. Alright, let me get another person in. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
So I don't know where to start, but brief history. So I'm a first year computer science major, and I kind of dropped out to okay. It had
You're a little too loud, bro. Can you move back from the microphone, please?
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of dropped out because things weren't going too well mentally, and I spent the last few months kind of studying up. I'm trying to focus more on embedded systems.
Okay, why'd you drop out?
Long story short, depression.
Okay, that happens. Yeah, unfortunately. So, okay. So tell me more about where you want to go moving forward.
Okay, so as I said, I'm trying to break into embedded systems. I've been learning a lot of C recently, and I took this systems class before I left. Yeah, that's where I left off.
Okay. And so what's the question?
I didn't really have a question. I was hoping because I'd like to believe that what I've read so far is quite a bit, enough to put me to put me in the average section, so to speak. Yeah. So I was hoping if maybe I could get a few questions to really see where I am and see what I need to do to become better. Yeah.
Well, let's take a step back. What have you done to deal with the depression? Because that's big.
Oh, okay. It started in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, since my third year.
Because if the depression's there and it's caused such large life-changing events to take place, like dropping out of university in your last year, then it's probably going to be a big impediment to learning embedded systems and getting a job, right?
Yeah, but things have gotten way better since I left because, okay, maybe it was the school I was in, but since I left, things have been a whole lot better.
I see. So you removed yourself from the environment that was making you depressed.
Yeah.
I see. What? Because to me, I thought, and I'm not a pro, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought depression was a condition that's more up here in your brain, as opposed to being like environment specific. You know what I mean? So that's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Like, so was it depression, or you just were you clinically diagnosed by an expert?
Yeah, I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist. I was on meds while I was in school, but I stopped taking them since then because things have really improved.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I mean, what country are you in?
Do I really have to answer that?
Why? What's the hesitation to answer it? Nobody's gonna find you, bro. Nobody's gonna knows who you are. Nobody's gonna chase you down from my chat. What?
Yeah, I'm in Kenya at the moment.
Okay, there's 300 million people in Kenya, bro. I think you'll be okay. Okay, what the thing is, I don't know the Kenyan job market, so I don't know what the embedded like market is. So, is there an embedded market in Kenya?
No, there isn't. I was actually hoping to land a H1B.
Okay, that's valid. Yeah. Okay, now what's your question? Sorry, I sidetracked a bit, and I just want to make sure I'm answering the question you have.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if maybe you could, if we could maybe see where I'm at right now, based on my current knowledge.
See, I don't.
Where I need to improve.
Okay? Do you want to get tested in C or C++?
C.
Oh well, I'm not that great at C. So I don't feel like I'm the most qualified to test you on C. How long have you been learning C for?
I got this book, C for Dummies, while I was in high school. And I've been saying I've been locked in feels a bit pretentious, but I've been studying for the past few months since I dropped out. So that's 7 or so months now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know many C questions, I'll be honest, but like we can start with like stupid stuff. Like stupid basic stuff. What's null in C?
Null. Okay, that depends, because in the open group documentation it defines null as a null pointer reference, if I remember correctly. But is it void 0, void star 0, or just 0? It depends on the implementation from what I've seen.
Okay. Does null pointer exist in C, or is that only C++?
Oh yeah. If I remember correctly, it was added in C23, and its exact purpose is because in stuff like variadic functions, you could pass in null, and that could be turned into an integer instead of a pointer in 64-bit systems. So the pointer part gets a bit messed up.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a C person, so like beyond that, I don't know what to ask you.
Yeah, that's fine. I think systems would be fine as well.
Okay, systems. I'm more curious about like, because you can have all this knowledge, but if you're, how do you plan to get out of Kenya?
Oh, I came up with this really silly plan. So since I left, I've been working on this operating system on ARM. I've been emulating it on QEMU. So I was thinking maybe once I get that done and I do a bit of marketing, quote unquote, someone will notice me, and that will be my ticket out.
Okay. How do you plan to market yourself?
Join random Discord servers, tell people who I am, what I've been doing, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, you want to tell people what you've been doing, but you're not willing to tell me where you even what continent you live on this call-in. Doesn't really make sense.
I'll work on that once we get there. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay. The reason I don't want to like now go into systems and stuff is, I mean, I've done a lot of these. I mean, I can go into systems, but it's just like, let me put it this way. You can be the next guy to cure cancer, but like if you're stuck in Papua New Guinea, it's going to be real hard. So like the biggest barrier isn't your systems knowledge. I mean, you sound like you have a decent, by my 2 questions, you weren't fumbling the 2 most basic questions. So you sound like you have a head on your shoulders, but you need to figure out how to get somewhere that'll take you seriously. And I'm not saying that you're not serious. I'm saying like in Kenya, you're not going to find the sort of roles that you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest hurdle. And that's something I can't help you with right now.
Okay, then how would you suggest I get out of wherever I am right now?
Legally or illegally?
Either works.
Okay. I don't know anybody that can help you illegally, but the green card ain't that great, bro. I mean, I would probably get. I mean, maybe. I don't know. What does chat think? Maybe if I can summon the collective wisdom of chat for illegal immigration. Let me see here. Oh, do you have any relative connections outside of your?
No, not exactly. No.
Okay. I mean, I think the best way to do it is to start remote and then parlay it into potentially having like an on-site, and then go from on-site via like visa sponsorship to maybe a green card, and then just hold on to the green card for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess since that's all, I'd like to take this time to thank you. Oh my God, I sound so stupid, but yeah, thanks.
All right. No, you're good, man. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I really appreciate the fact that you think I'm a super savage at languages that I've never written, but don't call in asking me to test you on languages I'm not comfortable with. You guys, man, I need to pray for some of y'all. Some people are calling in, man, like I'm on crack in like Bangladesh, and my wife just left me, and I'm a divorced dad of 32 with a baby on the way and a mortgage. Like, what do I do? Like, yo, how do I break into quant? It's like, dude, you have some other issues we need to work on, and I'm not qualified. Hello?
Yep.
Hey, what's up?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What's up?
Wait a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so basically, I've been studying C++ for like a year, something like that. I've been studying computer science for 2 years.
Okay.
And yeah, just calling in for sort of an assessment or something.
Yeah, you're coming in for what? Sorry, an assistant?
No, just like a test.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
What level? What version of C++ do you use?
I'm currently learning C++ 23, and
Okay.
then I want to move on to 26.
Okay, what's like? Can you name me something that's new to C++ 23?
I think the range is like some of the range libraries is new. Some of it was introduced in 20.
Okay, give me something else, because like saying some of this is new is like a little shoddy.
Like range is transform 2. So you get this range view and you turn it into, like, for example, a vector.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So like range is 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. What else?
Um, that's a great question because I jumped into C++ 23 straight. So sometimes there are some features I know, but I'm not exactly sure which version it belongs to.
Okay. And this is your first programming language?
No, my first was C.
Oh, okay. All right, let's talk about smart pointers. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to create a shared pointer, let's start with unique pointer. How big is a unique pointer? Let's take a step back. Let's walk it back. What are smart pointers?
So it's like a way to wrap around memory address, and the cool thing is, like for example, the unique pointer. When you declare unique pointer, once the scope ends, like for example, the function or the object that owns the memory is like liberated, like freed automatically.
Liberated! Yeah. Okay.
So and like for so that was unique pointer, and shared pointer is just like the last object that owns the memory goes out of scope and memory is sent back. So probably I'm probably not using the right words, but
Okay. No, you're right. That's right.
that's the whole idea of just like automating the process and just making the memory management way safer.
Yeah. So what are the three types of pointers, of smart pointers?
So you get the unique, the shared pointer, and I think it was the auto pointer that got deprecated. I think it was deprecated in C++ 17.
Yeah, and there's one more though.
You mean the row pointer?
No.
But it's not a smart one? No, I don't know the third one.
Weak pointer?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard this one. I never used it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, do you know what it solves? Because it has to exist for a reason, right?
Yeah. That sure exists for a reason. I don't know what it solves.
Okay. It solves cyclical dependency between two shared pointer objects that point to each other, or two objects containing shared pointers that might point to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, how big is a unique pointer?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Okay, well, what does it wrap? What does it take in its constructor?
So it sure takes like the memory address, so a pointer basically.
Okay. So
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah. What was that? Sorry.
Oh, so it holds onto a pointer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how big is it if it holds onto a pointer?
Yeah, it's 8 bytes.
Okay.
The pointer is 8 bytes, but I assume because like sometimes I remember that you mentioned that there is like the vtable is not actually 8 bytes. It's just like one byte. The vtable reference. I'm trying to find a way to articulate my my thought right now.
You're kind of lucky because I kind of lost what you're talking about. I think you're wrong, but yeah. So it holds a pointer. What happens if I hold an array? Like imagine I new up an array. So I do int pointer equals new int array. So I'm allocating an array on the stack, and I pass it to unique pointer.
No, you're not allocating on the stack.
Sorry?
You use new.
I'm allocating on the heap. I'm using new.
Yeah.
So I'm using new, and I pass that pointer. New returns me a pointer, right? I pass it to unique pointer.
That's not a unique pointer because you use new. Because if you want to get a unique pointer, you want to use make unique.
Okay, let's say I use make unique. Well, first of all, no, you can pass it to any. You can pass any raw pointer to a unique pointer's constructor. Let's say I use make unique, but I make unique for an integer array.
Yep. So that just like creates the memory address. So you have a pointer, so it's 8 bytes size. Is that your question, or?
My question is that safe? So I make unique with an int array.
Yes, it is. because
Why?
it holds the bounds of the array. Because arrays they hold the like by opposition to the C arrays where you have to always pass the size of the array, you don't have to do that with std array. So if you
Well, I'm not
do
talking
it,
about std array, man. I'm saying new up a okay int array, right? Int array, new int array. So this is on the heap, not std array. I don't know what you're talking about when you said std array.
Oh, okay.
I never brought that up once. So new int array, and I pass that without make unique. I pass that to unique pointers constructor. So is that safe?
I assume yes.
Why?
So I don't know what it's gonna do, but my assumption is that it's gonna use the move constructor to pass the memory ownership to the unique pointer. I might be wrong.
You're just making stuff up now. So let's take a step back. When unique pointer, let's say I just pass in a raw pointer to unique pointer, like a regular, not an array, just a regular raw pointer. So when unique pointer goes out of scope, what happens?
The memory is free.
With what?
With delete.
Right. So if I now allocate an int array on the heap, new int array, not std array, int array.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I pass it to unique pointers constructor. So what is that safe?
Yeah, I said I think it is safe.
Why?
Because my assumption is that the memory ownership is going to be transferred to the unique pointer.
Sure, but we just said that unique pointer calls what when it's destroyed?
You say you created the array with new.
Yeah.
And the array is going to be deleted with delete, so that's safe.
Is that safe?
Yes.
Why?
Because
how do you delete a heap allocated array?
With delete?
No.
I mean, well, I have no clue then, because like it depends. If you use malloc, you have to use free. If you use new, you have to use delete. That's what I know.
Yeah, but what about arrays? Arrays have special treatment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to use the array delete. There's a different delete for arrays than delete for just allocated objects.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, so now that you know that, well, it's not fair to ask you this question because essentially you have to pass a custom deleter to unique pointer. So you can't because unique pointer. What do we say? Deletes with just the delete keyword, right? But with arrays, you need to array delete, not simple pointer delete. So yeah, you need to pass an array deleter to unique pointer now. So I was gonna ask you how big the unique pointer is if you give it an array deleter. Well, you're not gonna get the answer right. But yeah, that's something I would have asked you.
I have no clue. I have no clue, but probably I don't know. It's no non-compile time, so that probably makes a difference. But I'm not really comfortable with smart pointers. That's probably the thing I've the least experience with in C++. I've mostly been doing like bigger things on the stack. It's probably bad practice, but it's just like cache locality and stuff, because I mostly do bot programming for video games and stuff. So
okay,
I've never really like I know those things exist, but I don't really like use them, which is probably really bad practice, especially if I want to go to quant. But
I see. Do you want to go to quant or?
Yeah, I actually I don't know, but I like making how to say, not powerful code, but powerful is not the right word. Like performant code.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I like C++, so that's one of the options, but it's probably like because I got a degree in finance, so that adds to the lore.
Yeah, you're kind of like me, yeah.
That's probably the only thing, because I like fairly don't think I have the competencies right now to go into quant.
No, it's fine. You'll learn it. But like, if you've been learning C++ for how long?
So C++ like around a year, and C for like a year and a half.
Okay, and you should know array delete. That should be one of the first things you learn, honestly. So
Yeah.
you need to reorient your C++ learning journey.
All right.
Yeah. And what have you been learning what have you been using to learn?
So, well, that's a great question. Mostly project based. So I just like I complete projects, and I've for like language knowledge and discovering thing, I've been using. There is a small site that does quite the same thing as getcracked, but not exactly like random questions. I don't remember the name actually. So that's like, and videos like yours, just like being curious about stuff.
Okay.
So it's not really directed, which is probably quite a problem.
Yeah, you need resource-based learning, not project-based learning, especially when you first start, right? Okay, I'm gonna have somebody else on though.
All right.
I want somebody that I can go back and forth with a little. Okay, good luck though.
Thanks.
Yep,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
See you.
All right, see you, bro. Sorry if I came off as a little hard on you there.
No, that's fine.
All right. Fall back. Hello?
Oh,
Hi.
all right, boss.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, all good.
Nice. How can I help you?
Yeah, no. So I've been doing. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, I've been programming C++ and Qt professionally for about 8 months.
Oh, savage.
Obviously, yeah, but obviously based in the UK, and I was my firm's like an engineering firm. The compensation isn't the best. So I was looking at possibly in the future, going into like quant dev, and I was just sort of wanting a bit of a knowledge check.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you knew anything about like quant dev in London as well.
That's
But,
massive in London. That's like the second biggest place.
yeah, it's the one.
Well, it's good you're calling in because it's good you're not calling in from Kenya because that guy was like,
Oh my gosh.
I feel kind of bad.
I was going to put a dinghy up for him on the beaches of Kent.
Yeah. Okay, and you've been doing it. So did you just recently graduate?
Yeah, graduated from a pretty good university last summer.
Oh, nice.
CS, and then just sort of hit the ground running.
Okay, cool. All right, so you said you did C++.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not at university.
Right, sorry, you do C++ at work.
Yeah, at work. It's just application level stuff for one of the machines we make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you rank your level of proficiency?
I think I would probably say intermediate at the moment. I know about some of the more sort of funny things about C++, and I like to learn about stuff, but like when I watch your videos, there are like gaps in my knowledge. Like the guy like a couple of ones, or was it just before me? You asked them what the size of a unique pointer. I think I knew that one, but if you asked like the size of a shared pointer or something, I think I wouldn't be able to tell you unless the number came off the top of my head, stuff like that.
I see. So for unique pointer, I want to kind of start you off where that guy left off. So I'm not going to ask you the size of it, but I'm going to ask you like, how we ended off with like the array deletion. So if I ask you to pass a custom deleter to unique pointer, do you know how to do that?
I believe that's. Do you do that in the template arguments?
Yeah.
Yeah, like after.
Yeah.
Like after whatever type comma custom deleter.
Yeah. And do you know how big a unique pointer is when you add a custom deleter?
Let's think. My intuition is that my intuition is that it would. I'm wondering if it either stores like a function pointer or whatever, or if it's done through some sort of template magic and actually doesn't add any overhead. I'm gonna go with adds a function pointer, so I'll say extra 8 bytes.
No, it's actually, if you do size up unique pointer with a custom deleter, it actually adds nothing.
Template magic then.
Yeah, do you know what it might be doing behind the scenes?
It'll be, obviously unique pointer's a template, but I guess there'll be a separate one. The default will be, it just instantiates it with your type, and then, the default, it just delete. And I guess otherwise, if you pass in a custom one, you're just instantiating it with a separate deleter.
Okay, but it actually does something to make sure that the deleter is part of the class. So the deleter is part of the class, so it doesn't just instantiate it randomly. Like I'm not sure if that's the right way to phrase it. So let me just explain it, and then maybe that'll help. So I think C++20 introduced no unique address as an attribute. So it's essentially it's part of the actual data members. So you have a raw pointer, and then you have beside it a no unique address deleter. And what that essentially does is it allows the deleter to share the address space of the raw pointer. And that's because the deleter is stateless. Now, you might be asking, how does that work? And to be frank, like, I'm not entirely 100%, but I do know how it worked before C++20, and that might give me a hint for how it works during C++20. So before C++20, it still added 0 overhead, and it did that via empty base class optimization. So if you took a look at unique pointers instantiation with a custom deleter, it actually inherited from the custom deleter. So unique pointer inherited from the custom deleter, and because it was an empty base class, well, a class by itself that's empty takes up 1 byte. But if a base class is empty, it takes up 0 bytes. So I think let's take a look at the C++ source code. So empty base class with unique pointer and a custom deleter. I'm pretty sure it's like ty over t2. Yes, here. Let me find it. Man, you guys should check out cppstories.com. It's so good. Yeah, I found it. I actually found it. One sec. Let me share screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, where'd it go? Like this? Yeah. So I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but if you look here, this guy has an amazing blog, by the way. You guys should check it out. So,
can't see it just yet.
Okay, you'll see it in a sec. Empty classes can represent anything, like a stateless deleter, stateless allocator, or a class that implements some interface or policy with only member functions and no state. In fact, in the STL, there are many places where this technique is used to save space. Going back to the compressed pair, let's have a look at the code. This time we have to go into the X memory header. We have 2 template specializations, this one. So if you can see here, this class compressed pair, right? It has ty2, which imagine is like the raw pointer. So it's like 8 bytes of space. And then ty1, which is the empty class, it inherits privately from it. So we have this partial template specialization where ty1 is empty. So the stateless allocator, which is a custom deleter for unique pointer, will be inherited from, as opposed to become part of the member variables. So it won't take up any space.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was cool.
That's some pretty cool magic.
Yeah, it's some magic, exactly. Okay, a big thing that they'll ask you is like basic shit, like what's the rule of 5?
Yeah, so rule of 5 is if you define a if you're managing your own resources, you should define all 5 of the constructors. Obviously, trivially, regular constructor, then the destructor, copy assignment, and move, because otherwise you're going to run into resource management problems on any sort of operation like that.
Sure. Now, I wanted to ask this, but I think sometimes I screw it up. Okay. What's the most vexing parse in C++?
Yeah, so this is where if you say how do I put this into words? Yeah, if you say like class type, then identifier brackets, just because you want to have default constructed version of a class, it could also be interpreted as a definition of a function returning that type of class that takes no arguments.
Yeah. So anything that can be interpreted as a function declaration will. So yeah, that's like the short form. That's a short way to put it. Okay. So what's the order of evaluation in C++? So if I have a function a and it takes a and b.
Yeah.
What's the order that it evaluates? Left to right, right to left, random.
Ooh, I don't actually know that one. I think left to right, but
It's actually unspecified.
ah.
Yeah, but the C++ 17 did add some requirement. Do you know what that requirement was?
No, couldn't tell you.
Okay, so let's say we have a function that takes in parameter a and b. And a actually calls another function c. So to create a, let's say a is like we have to construct an object for a. But to construct a's object, we have to call d. So a calls d, and then we have comma, and then like b. Right? So what it says is, if the first parameter is evaluated, it has to be evaluated fully before we go on to the second parameter. So you can't do dba. It has to be dab or bda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Have you ever used it's one of my favorite C++ features, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. Somebody correct me. That in C++. Oh, fold expressions. Have you ever used fold expressions?
Fold expressions.
Yeah.
Is that like the is that like a ranges thing?
No, it's 17.
No. Oh yeah, of course. No, then.
Okay. I won't ask you anything about that. They're kind of like, could be a binary or unary expansion. They're like they're really short and expressive ways to define like packing and unpacking like a potentially infinite amount of variables. And they're different from variadic templates. They kind of like they remind me of Q and KDB, which is a separate language. But I guess coming back to the question, so they might ask you about data types. They might ask you like, well, how big is an int?
Yeah, 4 bytes.
Is it always 4 bytes?
No, because it's defined as minimum 2 bytes. It's just on most like x64 most x64 compilers, it's going to be 4 bytes.
So it's not. There's no minimum. Actually,
oh, is there not?
No, there's only one type is guaranteed to have a size. Do you know what that type is?
Bool?
Bool?
I know,
No.
char. I'll go with char.
And how big?
1 byte.
Okay. Now, there's also char bit. So I won't go there. But okay, so char is recommended to be 1 byte, or it's guaranteed to be 1 byte. What's the guarantee for long and int?
Yeah, I guess since there's no minimum, it's greater than or equal to size of the char, and then long greater than or equal to size of the int.
Exactly. So it's relative. That's the only there's only relative guarantees. So I believe long on Windows is 8 bytes, but I think on Mac it's 4.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. That's why everywhere I see long, I always see it twice, long, because I think long on both Mac and Windows is 8. Somebody will have to correct me on that if I'm wrong. But yeah, essentially what I'm getting at is it can be platform dependent in that way.
Yeah.
That's why almost every time I write code, I don't want to think of these sorts of things. So I just use what can you use to guarantee how many bits are in, or how large your data type is. So if you want a 32-bit integer, what can you use?
Yeah, import CSDD int and int32_t.
Yeah, I just do that instead of needing to worry about, oh, okay, is this running on Windows or Mac, or what's the platform-specific limitations. Okay. Next question I have for you is... Let me think. There's just so much to ask. I'm just trying to think of the most interview-relevant things in quant. Okay, this is good. What are the different sorts of exception guarantees in C++?
Ooh, exception guarantees.
Yeah.
Is this the Is this the sort of keywords you can put in with a function to like no accept that you?
It's
you
related.
guarantee
It's related.
related. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you then if it's only related.
Well, we already mentioned one, no accept. So what is that?
Yeah, that guarantees that a function can throw an error, but it will or have things it calls through errors, but it will handle it internally, and the exception never I shouldn't say error. The exception never leaves the like the scope of the function, I guess.
What happens if it does?
UB?
No.
Just no. Is it just program crashes then?
Yeah, it just crashes. What might be another guarantee?
Well, yeah, if there's no accept, yeah, what else could you guarantee? I suppose, and maybe like maybe there's some sort of partial no accept, like you're guaranteeing you handle, these sorts of errors, but maybe not other ones.
No, not really. I mean, you can have a strong guarantee, which is essentially kind of like a transaction. So either this will complete or it won't. You won't have like partial state changes. Right. So I'll give you an example. Like, I believe if your copy constructor of your object that you're using in a vector has a no accept guarantee, so the strongest guarantee, the no throw guarantee, then C++ will move instead of copying your objects.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll copy. Because what it can do is it can roll back those. Can it roll back those changes? I need to actually remember this myself, but I know that if your move constructor is marked no accept, it'll move. Otherwise, it'll copy your objects. But yeah, essentially, given different levels of guarantees, the compiler can optimize for different operations. There's also a basic guarantee, like an exception can occur, but essentially like an exception can occur, no resources are leaked, but like the object's value may have changed. It's like weird. Like your object will remain valid, but it might not be the exact same state. So you'll still be able to reuse your object, but imagine I'm copying over 10 things. Only one will be successfully copied. You can still continue, with understanding that there's no UB or no invalid state, but only one thing would have copied correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a no guarantee, which is like no promises. It can leak resources. It can be in an invalid state, etc. Let me ask you this. This is like, what is std move?
Yeah, so std move is... I'm trying to think if it's actually more general than unique pointers. Well, it's moving ownership of an object from one place to another. Yeah, usually used with a unique pointer.
Yeah, but it actually goes deeper than that. Like when you do std move, std move is a utility.
Yeah.
But it's doing something behind the scenes. What is it doing?
It's
it's calling something.
Calling something. Calling the move constructor, right?
How? Through what?
Through what?
Yeah. Hey, there's a utility in C++ that it's actually calling. Or maybe not a utility, it's because std move is a utility. It's calling something, and I don't want to give you the answer.
Yeah, no.
Static cast?
I see, yeah.
What's it casting to?
I can't figure out what it would cast to.
Well,
if you're already handing it something, it's...
Well, what does std move return?
Uh, returns a reference to the object.
R value reference. What's the difference between an L value and an R value?
So L value is something that can have values or whatever assigned to it, and an R value is a temporary, it's a temporary value. Like if you pass, I don't know, you call a function and you just pass like 2 to it.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't have a unique address.
Yeah.
Like the number 5 doesn't have a unique address. Right? So my question for you is, well, what is std move? Well, std move is a static cast to an R value. Okay, so it's a cast, not a move. But if std move is just equivalent to calling static cast type T, template type T, with 2 ampersands, why was it created in the first place? Why not just call static cast T 2 ampersands?
Yeah, if you want to, or if you need to extend the lifetime of like an R value that's moved in.
What I'm saying is, why not just, if std move is literally utility for some reference removal and then just calling static cast to 2 ampersands. Like, are you in chat?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're in the Gmeet chat though, right? Or you can open it, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I'm saying is std move is essentially just like this with some fancy stuff. Okay. So if it's just that with fancy stuff, why does std move exist? Why can't I just write that code and be done with it?
Let me take a moment here. Try and hope my brain comes out with something. The only thing I can think of is this is just to avoid no. No, because I think say if you were to use this directly, I think you'd still avoid like a copy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So it expresses intent, but it also prevents mistakes. Because imagine I actually accidentally write 1 ampersand instead of 2. Then I'd be casting to T reference, not to an R value reference, and that's error prone. Okay, what are the 4 different types of casts in C++?
Static, obviously, dynamic, reinterpret, and bitcast.
Bitcast is a utility.
Oh, what's the? There is. I looked this up the other day, and it is dropped out my mind.
It's okay. Starts with a C.
Oh, constcast.
Yeah, and there's a 5th one that's a combination of all of them.
I don't know what the combo is.
C style cast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why would I use make shared instead of just calling new and passing it to the shared pointer constructor?
Yeah, this is so you don't go and accidentally pass the original raw pointer somewhere else and start doing stuff with it.
That's one reason. Can you give me 2 more?
2 more.
Yeah.
You can. Because, I guess the make shared constructs the object for you, but that's not really what you're asking for, I think.
See, these are the questions you'll get asked, like, definitely.
Oh, yeah. No, blank on that as well.
Okay, well, one reason is it's 1 allocation instead of 2, because unique pointer has a control block. And then another reason is there's less There's a lot. You have to write the type once fewer times. Because you can just do auto p equals make shared.
Yeah.
What's in the control block?
Control block, number of references, whether it's currently valid or not.
No, that's not in there. That's derived from the number of references.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What else would be in there? No. Wondering if there's something related to the creation of weak pointers in the control block.
Yeah, weak pointer count.
Yeah.
2 more things.
2 more things. Jeez.
Yeah. Might be a third thing, but okay, I'll give you a break.
Yeah, no, I couldn't tell you apart from that.
Okay. Nardo, he's not interviewing for an intern position. Okay. If there's the allocator will be in there.
Yeah.
Stateful allocator and stateful deleter. Okay. Let me think. All right, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I want to show some people some things. Do you have any like specific question?
Oh, yeah. I was wondering. I don't know if you had any idea of what the have you worked in London at all before?
London, no.
No. Okay. I was wondering if you knew sort of what the comps was like and
the comp. If I knew what the what's like.
Like compensation was like in London.
For an introductory role, maybe like £250,000. I don't. Does that make sense? Let me see what the pounds to. Yeah, I think £250,000 for a beginner for a junior role. Does that make sense, chat? Because I don't know the London market as well, but I had somebody in my Discord get a position in London for actually a tier, I guess you can say 3 company. I mean, tiers doesn't make sense for him because he's on a quant infra side, so it's a little different than quant dev side. But I think they offered him £240,000.
Okay, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? If you don't mind me asking, how much are you making now?
30 grand.
£30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's still respectable. I mean, you have a working job. You're a standard software engineer, I guess. I mean, you can probably make more, but yeah, money's money. But yeah, that's why so many people grind for quant. I'm actually I don't mean to plug here, but I mean, I guess it's my stream. I'm actually going to be offering like a high ticket offer. And I need to think of that offer later because like, yeah, I have like a prep platform, but I want people that are interested in like one-on-one weekly coaching. And there might be a guarantee. Like if at the end of 4 months, you don't have a quant job, like we refund you. Yeah. And you'll be working one-on-one with a coach once per week. We'll have a study plan. Like it'll be a grind thing, but I don't know what the offer should be, but it's going to be fucking expensive. But I don't know what the offer should be. I'm just trying to think. Maybe if chat has some ideas, like what do you think a decent offer would be for a high ticket item? I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. It'll include like recruiting service, obviously. It'll include like full access to the platform, a coach once a week for a 1-hour session on anything you want to do. It'll be a study plan, like a meeting with me. And there will be some degree of guarantee. Like if you execute everything we do, everything we tell you to do, and you still don't have a quant job at the end of the 4 months, like there might be some like partial refund or something. $200? Yeah, that's not high ticket. That's not. I plan to have Get Cracked be $200 a month when it's like fully, you know, boosted up. But yeah. Okay. Any other question?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, gotta go off. Have some work and have some reading to do, I suppose. And yeah.
Thank you. You're good, man. You're good. I mean, listen, I think you have a decent amount of knowledge for your experience, and I think you have the right attitude to learn more, and that's a lot more times more important than the knowledge.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye. 2,000? Nah, 2,000 is too little. I was thinking like $10,000. You have to think, if I can say I'm going to get you a quant job guaranteed by 4 months, or I refund you the whole thing, as long as you do what I tell you, you'd be stupid not to take that if you were going to go from 50K a year to 300K a year. You know? What's quant infra, CJ? Like an exchange. Like ICE, CME, SIBO. You know, like stuff like that. We have a lot of people in the queue. Holy shit, 11 people. Hello. No, a contract that takes % of the total comp from the job. Yeah, I'm not chasing you for your money. I'm not interested in chasing people, you know? You pay up front, you don't get the job, you get your money back, something like that. But you're going to be paying a hefty sum to work with coaches and shit. Let's see. Hello? Yeah, I don't understand how a dev is getting
Sorry, I was on mute.
paid minimum wage in the UK. That's crazy. Yeah, how can I help you?
I have a little bit of a different question.
Okay.
So I've actually been a quant for about 5 years, quant
Okay.
dev. But it's like super watered down title.
Okay.
So it's like really just a glorified C++ developer. And I recently just got a new job at a small hedge fund. And I'll be working on their like OMS EMS systems.
Okay.
And so I started in like a week and a half. I don't think I like blew anybody away in the interview, but like I did well enough to get the job and get the raise that I wanted. But I guess I'm sort of curious if you have any insight into what are some of the things that I can, because I never worked on trading systems before. What can I kind of study, look into to make sure I really hit the ground running when I start?
Good question. What's your experience with like multi-threading?
I mean, I've read some of like concurrency in action. I'm not like an expert by any means, but if that's something that is probably, it intuitively makes sense that would be important. But I can certainly kind of put that on the list.
What's your experience using multi-threading beyond
Very
reading?
little, very little.
Okay. When I hear very little, I hear none.
Yeah, I mean, more or less.
That's fine. It's fine to say none. Like nobody's outing you here.
No, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably step one, honestly, because when you're dealing with order management systems and like you have a complex orchestration between market data thread, between business logic, between user actions like submitting from orders, managing parameters, managing order book state, like all these are very important. And all of that happens via like some sort of like signal processing and some sort of multi-threading interaction. So like, for example, you might have like a loop, a main business logic loop. And then you might have somebody submit some sort of parameter. And that parameter might be like your business loop might be listening for updates there. And then you're also listening to like market data thread messages from there. And that information is like all being fed into your loop. And then you have to like reevaluate. And you might need to trigger a manual reevaluation. So you might say, I don't want to loop every freaking millisecond. So I might just loop, make a computation every 30 seconds, wait until I hear one of 3 different events from 3 different sources. Every source can be its own thread. And once you're done updating said data, you might call like some sort of, like in C# you call it a shutdown source. And the shutdown source like resets the loop and essentially causes it to reevaluate from the beginning, even though it's in like a sleeping state, right? So like all these things, and the backbone of all that is essentially like multi-threading, condition variables, latches, barriers, even some atomics. And you're gonna need to read, either you read concurrency in action 3 times by yourself, or you go on getcracked, do the concurrency learning path, and like read what you need to know once.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you think concurrency is kind of the biggest thing?
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest things. What you should have probably already done by now is message them and be like, hey, I want to get a head start. Like, what should I be studying?
Yeah, I was considering doing that. I've been a busy few weeks, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's all I really wanted to ask.
All right, cool. Quick and easy. All right. Fall back then.
Tadafi.
Yeah, and bye. Bye. Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Speak.
Hi. How are you, bro?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I wanted to ask, like, Currently, I'm working as an intern at a very, I would say, a very bad firm.
Very bad firm.
It is casino related. Yeah, it is casino related game development. But
I can't hear you, bro. Bro, fix your mic. Fix your mic.
Can you hear me now?
A little better. What's up?
Yeah, so I was saying I'm working at a firm, casino related game development.
For the Indian government?
Not much. Game development, casino.
Oh, game development.
Yeah, casino games. Gambling games, if you have ever played them.
Oh, gambling games. Okay.
Yeah, but the growth is like close to none. I don't get to learn anything new any day. Do you think I should switch?
Yeah. Sounds like you should if that's your concern to learn.
But like, what if I don't get another job at that?
Well, you're having the same problem 99% of the population does. They want more money, but they're too afraid to leave their current job. So you start interviewing while you're working, like everybody else does. But we can barely hear you. I want you to fall back if that's okay. Focus on fixing your mic, and then that'll set down a chain reaction of fixing your career.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on.
All right, bye. See ya. Yeah, you guys are focused on changing the world. Sometimes you need to focus on changing yourself first, you know? The mic, that's the first step. Hello? Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, so I'm 19 and I just finished high school.
All right.
And I'm from Slovakia.
Okay.
So the quant, I guess, field is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
And I'm continuing to college, to a pretty good college. So I just wanted to ask, what should I do? What should I focus on during the college?
You want to do quant, right?
Yeah, I guess, but any software, I guess.
Quant isn't a yeah, I guess thing, though. Because you have people, you're going against people that have been doing Math Olympiads since they were 8. And these guys want to make 350K at Citadel in London. So you don't just like, yeah, guess yourself into quant, you know? You have to have conviction. So either you want to do quant or you want to do low level, but you're not sure where you want to go in life.
I guess I'm not sure.
That's fair, that's fair. You don't have to have everything figured out, you know? I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian at your age. And now I hate animals. You know? So, what's your question?
Say again, please.
What's your question?
What should I focus on? I guess, you were talking about the smart people, you know, playing Fortnite all day, and I guess I would call myself pretty smart, or I guess high IQ, but I definitely like am super lazy. So I guess procrastinate a lot.
Yeah. So why do you do that?
I don't know.
Do you lack a passion for what you're doing? Because usually people procrastinate to avoid doing something.
Yeah.
And they avoid doing it because they don't want to. So what are you trying to not do?
I am coding a project, and I avoid doing that a lot.
Is it because it's difficult, or it's because you don't enjoy
Yes.
it?
It is, it is, it is.
It is difficult, yeah. What do you find difficult about it? Is it that you get lost? What's hard?
Yeah, I don't know how to continue, I guess, searching for data.
Yeah, I think you have a problem that a lot of people have. It's that they don't have guidance, so they end up spending 20 hours trying to do something that should take them 2. And you're right, that's why you feel lost. It's a waste of time. It's annoying. I'd feel lost too, and I'd feel confused, and I'd want to give up too. And that's why a lot of you guys need mentors. You need teachers. And yeah, the Cherno's a great YouTube channel, but after you're done watching his video, if you're still stuck, he can't help you. You can jump in his Discord, and people might be able to help you. And I'm just using him as an example. What I'm getting at is like, you can watch tutorials as long as you want, but if you're stuck, you're not going anywhere. So you need like guides, you need a mentor, and that mentor might be somebody in your school. It might be somebody outside of your school, you know, but you need to find somebody that will be willing to like give you a guidance and a roadmap, and to somebody to consult when you're stuck. That mentor can be even some dude in Discord that's like always online, but it can't just be you sitting in front of your screen trying to hit yourself in the head. And that's what it is currently. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's it. So thanks for the advice.
No problem. All right, bye. Man, the mental health crisis with software engineers is crazy. Everybody's lost, bro. Okay. I want to show you guys something, by the way. So, I'm not sure if you guys know, Get Cracked, we launched hardware. Is anybody in chat hardware? A hardware person? This is mock data, by the way. I'm just doing this in localhost. But we added a waveform viewer. So when you're debugging your hardware problems, you can actually see like using Surfer. I gave them some attribution here. So you can use Surfer to like debug your actual like hardware code. So we have like lead code style questions for hardware, which no other platform has, by the way. So this is just my like dummy database. That's why I have like random junk here, like all trader. But if you go on Get Cracked, we have hardware questions in development. So like, take a look at this. So you guys can't see this. I have admin access, of course, but this is a DaVinci problem. That's by DaVinci Trading. Who's Julia? Commented on Julia, the language. This one's currently being written right now. Actually, I'm not going to leak it. But we're adding a bunch. The price will definitely go up once we hit like 20 questions, because these are high quality questions. These are like DaVinci Trading. I want to tell you where the guy that wrote this question works, because it's so cracked out of your mind. It'll instantly give my platform like 100x credibility. But he told me to not tell anybody. So if he wants to tell somebody, I'll say. But like, this guy's a next level hardware dude that has like 30 years of experience. I'm not sure if it's him that wrote this one or somebody else. But essentially, if you want like a platform to practice hardware, dude, this is obviously dummy data right now, blah, blah, blah. But this is it. This is it. So you're going to have like full waveform viewer. Full waveform viewer. Okay, to view your waveforms. Full system Verilog support. Full everything. You're going to be full by the time you're done. There's no lifetime access. This is a subscription service. Okay. Sorry, I'll go back to the callers. Callers. Hardware is a slept-on field, man. We had that girl call in that she said she's looking at fields that people aren't focused on too much, and that's how she landed on a couple of offers. Can I please give you 1 year access? No, you can buy 1 year access if you're interested. Let's see. Damn, there's 100 people in chat. All right. What's up? Hello. Hello. Bro. Talk. Dude, you're the guy in chat that's been begging to come online. Speak. You're in the call, dude. You're asking me in chat, can you please let me in the call? You're in the call. You have 5 seconds before you miss the opportunity of a lifetime. 5. This is my black dildo. 4. 3. 2. This guy's been begging for the past hour. Dude, you're in the call. 1.
Hello.
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 Hi, what do you need help with?
Oh, sorry. I just. Okay.
Okay, what's your question?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm in embedded software, but I'm not so good with coding and all. And right now, I'm in my late 20s.
Okay.
Okay. So my age is 29. Okay. And I'm pretty good with the OS stuff. I mean, the concurrency and everything, because right now my responsibility is handling the data packets that we receive in the NIC. I mean, the networking stuff, high throughput in the high throughput environment. Okay, I mean, that's where I just, I mean, got to learn about the quant and everything. But sadly, I'm also an option trader. Okay. So I'm not sure whether to go with the quant developer, I mean, path, or just the quant trading roles. So can you please help me with making decisions? I mean, whether my age will be a bottleneck. I mean, if in my 30s, I'll just apply for these roles.
Your age is not a bottleneck, your skills are.
Yeah, that's obvious.
So what's, okay, if it's obvious, why are you asking the question? But,
So specifically, I'm asking whether I should go for, quant trading roles or quant developer roles.
ML quant trader?
Or quant developer roles.
What do you like more? Like, I don't know. You guys join in, you say, I'm a good trader and I'm a bad developer. Should I be a quant trader or quant dev? I don't know you. Like that's...
But my inclination is towards, trading. I mean, the adrenaline rush I get in the, trading, that actually, kind of sets me up.
I'm not understanding you.
I'm just more interested in trading roles. So if I brush up the mathematics, and stats roles, would that be great if I just apply for quant trading, or I just brush up my OS and C++ skills, so it's to get into the quant developer roles? But I know that's crazy hard. That's why I'm just asking you if the quant trading roles are, will be easy for me or not.
I don't know. I don't know if it definitely won't be easy. I mean, you're going to be going up against people that are just as strong or stronger, you know? It's not going to be easy.
Okay. So, how do I just choose between these two roles. I mean,
Do you have any friends that are in those roles that can give you more insight about how it works in your country?
yeah, I'm from India, so getting
Wow.
remote roles are possible in quant field.
I didn't know you're from India. No. Okay, that's good to know. No, I don't think remote's possible.
Okay.
Remote, there's not many, there's not a lot of remote, honestly.
Okay. It's great. Okay. Thanks. By the way, I'm just learning a lot from your guidance videos. I mean, those OS books recommendations. These are actually helping me in my day-to-day jobs in debugging the kernel level stuffs.
Okay, awesome. Good to know, man.
That's yeah.
All right, dude. Talk to you later.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's see. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, so I'm a junior CS and math student in college, and I was just wanting to get like a grasp on basically how cooked I am or how uncooked I am.
I'm too tired to do that, bro. It's 11:30 p.m. Do you have any like easy
Gotcha.
questions for me to answer?
Yeah, I got one. Since I'm a junior in college, I'm not necessarily from like an R1 university. Do you think that's gonna have like any impact on, you know, my application to like quant or anything like any other relevant fields?
Which companies are you targeting?
I'm not targeting any companies in particular. It was more just like kind of a broad question. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, for tier 1 universities, tier 1 firms, it's probably going to be a no if you're not looking at top 10 university or top 5. Because they just screen based off your university before even considering your skill set.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's that. And then you essentially have like the tier 2s and some of the tier 1s. Like Jane Street's probably not going to give you a chance if you don't come from a top university. HRT's probably not going to give you a chance. But like maybe IMC and Optiver will. So are you in a top 50 school, top 100 school?
I don't necessarily know where my school ranks. I know from my region, a lot of the schools are, I don't want to say like greatly accredited, like they're not Harvard, but for the region I'm in, they're pretty good. And I think my school is within top 5 of that. That's kind of a broad and vague answer.
Top 5 of the bottom 10? What'd you say? Sorry, my girlfriend texted me.
It's like my university is probably within the top 5 of the universities in my region. That I know that's probably like a
Yeah,
really
but like
broad
where's
subset.
bro? Your region is where? Like Uganda?
No. So I'm from the Pacific Northwest in America.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what that means. Like I know what Pacific Northwest means. I don't know where your school ranks. But essentially, if you're not in the top 10 in universities in America, like some firms won't look at you. But that doesn't mean that you're down and out. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's kind of inspiring.
I mean, it is what it is. You called in for the truth.
Right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That doesn't mean like you're done. I mean, I had a quant job. I didn't even take a freaking CS degree. So you'll be fine if you position yourself right.
True. I'm a double major in CS and mathematics. Do you think that'll help at all?
Do you know the meme where it's like Toy Story and there's 100,000 of those same toys in a row?
Oh yeah. I get where you're going with it.
Yeah. So it's not about like your major really. I mean, your major's good, but there's a bunch of you. You have to differentiate yourself somehow.
Right.
So yeah. So you need to think about that. Is it projects? Is it extracurriculars? Is it building a small business? Like what is it?
All right. Do you think like grad school will help at all with like that sort of direction?
Man, for me, schools should be the last option beyond your bachelor's. Because you need to, there's opportunity cost, man. While you're studying in school, there's people working and progressing their careers. You're paying money to essentially like push yourself backwards in your career.
Right.
Because you don't need, if you were to come to me and say, should I go to medicine school if I want to be a surgeon after my bachelor's? Like, yes, of course, because that's only there's no other way to be a doctor than do that. But there's 101 ways to get into quant without going to get a master's.
Okay.
Yeah, does that
The
make
way
sense?
I was looking at it is grad school is just, it's an opportunity for me to do like research in the CS field, but it's also more time for me to do like project-based, build map portfolio in that regard.
Just do that outside of school now.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to have more time in grad school doing research papers and building something than you would outside? Than you would now?
Maybe. I was more so looking towards like getting more funding, because for a lot of like the education in America, a lot of students are having to work like a part-time job, full-time job, even just to like make like daily ends meet. So it's kind of hard, especially when you're doing your undergrad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's worth it, honestly, dude.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the insight.
Yeah, no, you should just do your best in school, practice your lead code, practice your C++ implementation on getcracked or whatever, build projects, differentiate yourself in clubs, attend competitions, and then pray to the gods that like it's enough.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too. Guys, one more caller. But I want to do something special for all of you. You see this code up here? If you use this on getcracked, you're going to get 25% off. I limited it to 10 redemptions. I'm not doing any more than 25% off, and I do it once every couple months. Just because you guys are like loyal and you're watching. There's 10 redemptions and that's it. So sign up, make an account. You'll see a discount code in Stripe. Then you put in this code. And then you get 25% off. And there's a trial. So if you hate it and you're like, CJ, I hate this. Well, first of all, I want you to email me and tell me why you hate it so I can make it better and add more value. And then you can, then obviously, like, you'll never get charged again. You'll never see me again. Unless you come back, because it'll be made even better. Actually, let me change the coupon code, because Mr. Man 880 says grad school does not suck. Let me change it to grad school sometimes sucks. So I'm going to add that coupon code too. Grad school sometimes sucks. Thank you for correcting me, Mr. Man. The new code is this. Thank you to Mr. Man for correcting me. Grad school sometimes sucks. So we have been corrected. CJ has such a big ego. He thinks he's always right. We've been corrected. We were wrong. Now we have a new code. All right, let's get another person in. Let's get another man in. Let's see. One more. Who's the last person? This guy's been waiting for a long time. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm quite well.
Cool.
So I'm currently I just finished my first year of undergrad. I've kind of just been like C++ maxing the whole year.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I'm just trying to get a gauge on like where to go from here. Like I know like concurrency is kind of like a new field I've been like dipping my toes in, so to speak.
Yeah.
As well as like operating systems, that kind of thing. Would you say that's like kind of the logical progression?
Yeah, the progression is, okay, I understand the language and what I can do with it. Then I understand how the language might impact the hardware, or not how it might impact the hardware, but the context in which my language runs, which is the hardware component. And then there's a software component, which is operating systems, because the operating system is a piece of software that runs, right? And then you take it a step further and you say, okay, well, I understand the hardware, I understand the software. Now I need to understand the implications of all three. So the language, the software, and the hardware. And how do I orchestrate all that together? Well, I write a program, or I look at some open source code and I build a project, right? That's how you continue maxing in that direction.
Okay, gotcha. There's a project I'm working on right now that's kind of a lot more on like the meta programming side of things. It's using like the new reflection features in C++26 and that kind of stuff. Would you say that's something that like looks good for quant, or is that sort of like tangential?
I mean, C++26 assisted reflection is nice to know. I mean, I've used reflection in C# and I never found it exactly that useful. So it might be a nice to know in C++26, but honestly, it's probably not going to have as big of an impact, at least in quant, as people think. That's not to say don't learn it or it's not interesting. I haven't personally delved into it much just because the use case. I don't see many use cases for it in my domain. I mean, many firms are only on 23 anyways. 26 hasn't really been fully fleshed out. I mean, we're still kind of waiting on modules in 20 in some circumstances. So I would say take a step back, do 23, build something meaningful, build something interesting. And I mean, I can give you a couple of project ideas, you know, like resting order detector, like all these different ideas that you can like just come up with in the world of quant trading. Exchange gateway, like all these fancy things. Market data feed handler, where you might be sending it dummy data from some other C++ or Python or C# process. And then you just explain it in an interview. Say, this is what I built. This is what I would have done differently. This is what I liked. These are the bugs that I encountered. This is how I fixed them. This is why this project's meaningful to me. And you're fine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, like I feel like that's kind of where I'm lacking right now. Like I have I would say a lot of like C++ like depth knowledge, but it's a lot of like, you know, the edge cases where it's not necessarily as relevant as, you know, doing like a literal project on a quant subject.
Yeah, the project's going to be what's important.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So another side question, I'm not really from like a top university, but I do have like connections to people that like I've met like people in the world of quant and stuff like that, or like, you know, someone like new grads that are going to quant. Would you say like it's something that you can like kind of break in by leveraging the network, or is that like not necessarily as big of a component in quant?
I would say it's not necessarily as big of a component. At the end of the day, it comes down to what you know. I remember I once referred this dude. Because I met him at a Jewish community dinner and I wanted to like be a good Jew and help him out. And I thought he was cracked because he was autistic. And so, so I'm like, hey, this guy wants to do quant. He's Jewish. He is like doing a PhD in math too. Like it wasn't just some autistic dude doing underwater basket weaving. He was like doing a math PhD autism. It was like that level. It was like that autism, not the other type. And I got him a referral. He got the online assessment and he got like 1 out of 90. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, I got you this opportunity and you got 1 out of 90? Like, that doesn't make me look good. So that's why I don't refer anybody. So that's why, that's like referrals is kind of weird in that way.
Okay, yeah. So it definitely comes less down to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That's really all I got.
All right.
Thank you for the time.
All right, cool. Let's see. This guy's been waiting for a while. I'm just going to get you in, bro. Hey, what's up, dude? This code, we have 8 more redemptions, by the way. 8 more redemptions.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I'm hearing an echo. Do you know? Oh, sorry, your stream. Do you need my cam on or?
No, you're good without cam. Unless you want to show everybody how handsome you are.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I kind of need some advice or sort of guidance.
Okay, what's up?
So I'll give some context about my current position. I'm currently a new grad. I've been out of school for about a year. And I'm working at like a very niche startup in an online gaming company. For reference, I can just share you the link. Please don't share it. But,
okay.
Yeah, it's like a very niche company. We only have like maybe 5 or 6 devs. And I think the work is extremely fun. It's like entirely full stack, right? So yeah, entirely full stack. Super small team. Stuff gets pushed to production. It's like really fun. The only downsides are, okay, actually I won't start with the downsides. So I have a friend that works at Amazon and he got me an interview to work on like a C++ database, low latency team, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I've been given that offer, and now I'm currently studying like a bunch of leak code questions and grinding all that stuff out to get to try to at least go through the levels. But the main question is like, is this a thing worth considering? Is it worth considering leaving the current place I'm at? Because in my head, I feel like this current spot is like a really unique, like 1 in 1,000. Like it's extremely rare to be in these type of jobs. And I like I said, I think the perks are, it's really fun. It's fully remote with like a worldwide team.
Is the pay good?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Is the pay good?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's the other thing. The pay is like, it's like respectable. Since no one knows, it's like around 63K USD.
And where are you in a low cost of living zone?
I'm in Canada, so like Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and some more context. I'm currently like living at home, right? So I have no cost of like rent, stuff like that. It's like super low cost of living. And if I were to take this position at Amazon, I would have to move to Vancouver and work full time there. And that's also another thing of like, it's no longer remote. You have to go in person. So there's a lot of like ups and downs, trade-offs.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So besides you, I have like another friend or like an older friend that works in quant in Singapore. And I asked his advice, and he pretty much said he said it's a no-brainer. Like you should take it because it's a no-brainer. You like staying here for like a year or two. You learn low latency C++ and you can break into HFT, stuff like that. Is that like kind of what you think as well, or?
Will you learn that? Will you be doing C++ at Amazon?
Yeah, it'll be a C++ like, and it's pretty much like a database team. So
okay,
yeah, it's purely C++.
Do you want to be sweaty or do you want to like chill?
So that's the thing. I don't know. It's like my current position, it is hard. Well, at this point, like I know a lot to the point where my tasks aren't hard anymore because I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So but the work is still extremely fun. I really enjoy the work I'm doing, and I don't know if I'll be saying the same thing there. And also the team here is extremely nice, and I can't say the same. These are like unknowns. Like I'm going to an unknown space, right? So yeah, the question is, do I want to grind? I mean, that's also another thing. It's like on the side for like the past couple months, I've been grinding your website, like learning C++ concepts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my kind of idea was like, I'll just be at my current job for like a year or two, grind C++ on the side, and then eventually get to a point where I can start interviewing for these firms and stuff. Also, I'm not from like a tier 1 school by any means, so it would have to be like the lower tiers.
So I kind of have two perspectives on this. From one perspective, like, listen, we work to live, we don't live to work. So if you feel like your work is comfortable, it's fun, you're getting paid a decent amount, your expenses are low, you're enjoying your team, you're enjoying your time, you are essentially like free to do what you enjoy outside of work in your free time, that's good. You're in a good position. From another perspective, it's like, well, are you too comfortable? And are you failing to grow professionally? You know? So like, you kind of have to decide where you are between those two things. Because if you feel like there is room to grow and you're genuinely learning more and you don't care about compensation maxing, and that's totally valid. Like, people are crazy online. Like, if you're not making 500-600K on Jane Street, you suck, right? Like, if you don't care about that sort of stuff, or like, not even, that's extreme, of course, but if you don't care about that and you feel like you can save and you can build a nest egg, then I think where you're at is fine. But if you're like, listen, you know, I don't feel as stimulated as I need to be here, and I think like I have more potential than this company, not saying you do or you don't, just saying if that's what you think, then, you know, maybe it's time to look elsewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of also what my other friend is saying. It's like, this current place shouldn't be your final goal. In terms of like, am I still actively learning? I would say so. I think the job is also, like I said, it's fun, but there's also to the point of like growth. In terms of this growing inside this company, raises are like pretty minimal. It's like maybe 5 to 10% per year. And that's not really, like, you can maybe work here for, let's say 5 years, and you won't maybe go as high. Like for reference, I don't know if I said this, but the Amazon job will probably pay close to 2x this current position, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's the whole thing about growth. Would you say like, if you stay here long enough, or if I stay here long enough for like maybe 2 years or something, this eventual growth can transfer to other companies, maybe not entirely in quant, maybe like larger, like let's say Google, etc., that are also paid just as high. But yeah, that's something I'm also not too sure about.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to just do a bit more soul searching as to what you want out of your career. And I can't answer that for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, this is like a side thing, but in terms of like job security, so I can pretty confidently say, well, you don't know for certain, but I can hopefully confidently say that like the current position, the chance of me getting laid off is pretty low, like realistically. And the longer I stay here, it's a super small team. Like they don't want to lay people off, and no one has ever gotten laid off from this company. But then larger companies like Amazon, these things are very prevalent. Like even in January, they laid off like 8.5% of their workforce, right? And I talked to the manager, so we had like a pre-interview, and I asked him about this stuff. I said like, how secure is your team? And he's like, oh yeah, we work in a super high, like a super important team, and the only people that got laid off are the people on teams that we don't really need anymore. So there's also that idea of job security. Like there's all these YouTube videos online of people like, oh, I just lost my job at this large tech firm or a tech company. So any comments about that?
I mean, I'm sure before they got laid off, they would have also said their job's super secure. I mean, it's secure until it's not, right?
Yeah, but...
And your job's only as secure as your ability to perform well in that job.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about performing well. I think I don't want to sound like I'm boasting, but I'm one of the better performers / developers on the job, even though I'm like one of the youngest people there. Like I'm not even saying this as like but yeah, I'm not too worried about my actual performance at the position. If that's the question of like, you're only secure as your skills. But some companies can just like lay people off even if their skills are great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's something that, well, first of all, is a job even guaranteed for you? Like you're in the process, you can get a referral. It doesn't mean by any chance that you're gonna get the job.
Yeah, this is very optimistic thinking. Like it's nowhere near guaranteed, but like
if you were coming to me and you were saying, if you were coming and you say I have an Amazon offer, that's different than saying, what if maybe I pass all the rounds and I get the job?
Yeah, that's true, but like the chance to even be in this call right now, like I might as well assume,
you might as well ask, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would go for it just to see what happens, you know, just to like practice and see. You have zero losses in that case.
Yeah, I'm kind of just diving like 100%, trying as hard as I possibly can and seeing what the outcome is. And only then I'll have the option to pick. You can't really say all this without having the option to pick, which is why I'm trying so hard. But yeah, the question is like, is it even worth considering? And yeah, there's all these factors of like, do you value comfortability and stuff? Because there's also other, let's say, perspectives online of like other people where some people say like you should be willing to take like an X percentage pay cut to work remote, you know? There's that perspective too. And then you can also work from any country you want. Like maybe you can move to Malaysia or any other low cost place of living and just like coast. So that's also another thing. Whereas like if you go to Amazon, you have to move, entirely new place.
I mean, that's part of the adventure. I don't know if you're an adventure guy. You sound like a chill guy, like the chill guy. Just a chill guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's also the other thing. If I were to probably stay here, I'll probably move to like in Asia or low cost place of living in Asia and just like chill there and just work remote. Because that's like a really big thing you'll be losing is the whole async stuff. Like working async is so nice. I honestly don't.
Dude, I agree with you 100%.
I hate working in person and going into office. It's like it's actually terrible. I had like an internship at AMD for like a year, and that part was not great.
Man, the biggest W of having my own business is I can work anytime I want. Tomorrow I'm waking up at 10:30, going to grab coffee, chilling in a coffee shop to work. That level of freedom is so good. Like I don't have to get up at a time, slog my way to an office. But dude, honestly, like I don't think you're the type of guy that would want. I don't know why I'm saying this, but you don't sound like the type of guy that would want to have his own business. Because I'm telling you, dude, I have zero free time. Even doing this, this is me marketing myself and my business. Right? So like, even this, I have a discount code on this freaking screen because I'm trying to build something that people want to use and that'll help them achieve a goal. I don't even know I'm rambling here, but yeah, like you seem like you're in a decently good place.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have plans on starting any businesses. Honestly, I don't really have that drive or ideas to think of stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's mainly the person I've been talking to. He's very like, he's really saying to just go all in and take the chance. Like he pretty much said like people are given chances in their life and this can be one of them. And I'm kind of thinking about that.
I would just interview, see where it goes, and then the next challenge is, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Thank you very much.
All right. No problem.
All right. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah.
You too.
Sorry,
Cheers.
you were gonna say something?
No. I was just gonna say bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. What do you guys think you should do? Hello? Hello?
Yo?
Hi.
Hello? Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. I started my first internship this summer, and I've been picking up the book. So currently, I'm reading Tour of C++, and I was wondering, like, I get like online assessments. Should I also instead just focus straight on LeetCode?
What's your goal?
Compared to reading books. I mean, my goal is to be a quant dev, but like I can't do both things at the same time.
Then your goal should be to reinforce your current learning by building projects.
Sure, but I like the role I am doing in my internship is more C++ based. So I don't know. I was wondering if I should do LeetCode more or read books more, because I barely done LeetCode, and yeah, I don't really pass the online assessments.
And is the online assessment LeetCode heavy?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you don't feel like you struggle to like put concepts together, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I can understand and I apply the modern C++ like stuff I'm reading at my work. Like even my supervisor, like we're having a meeting with my co-advisor, and he mentioned that you're doing a good thing applying these sufficient methods or whatever. But you know, getting to the interview stage is like passing these online assessments, and like should focus more on the code or so. I don't know. Like,
well, if you're doing well on the job, but you're struggling on the LeetCode stuff, then I think definitely like some sort of structured LeetCode prep would be good. Now, I don't know platform X, platform Y, you decide. But yeah, I mean, like if that's the bar you have to pass, that's the bar you have to pass. It doesn't matter what else exists. You just have to jump over the bar.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think
yeah,
a really good book there is actually there's a book like called Programming Interviews for C++ or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 50 questions in C++ or something.
No, it's on my book list. Let me see.
I think I have your Amazon.
Yeah, you'll find like Programming Interviews C++, not the Jason Turner 50 things. It's called Elements of Programming Interviews C++.
Elements of Programming Interviews C++. Who's it by?
Tsung Hyun Si and Amit Parkash.
Meet per cache. Oh, I found it. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
That
is
really helped
basically
me.
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. This thank you for the recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I kind of just had to ask because yeah, I was just struggling and because I also have to apply work, do the code, and then yeah. So it's a grind, but thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, bro. Cool. Guys, I have a girlfriend that needs attention. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my platform one last time. I have a discount code that's going to expire at midnight, my time. 10 redemptions. And I think 5 have already been redeemed. So if you're interested, check it out. You can cancel the trial. I think you'll have a good time, though. Another thing, too, what did I want to mention? What sort of content do you guys want to see? What sort of content do you guys want to see? Because when I make content that you guys say you want, like the quant software interview prep, I get like 3 views. Minecraft Let's Play. I need to think about what video I want to make this week. I actually have no idea, and that kind of scares me. I might make a video describing my AI like workflow, because I'm not anti-AI, I'm AI skeptic, but I found like a good use case for it. And in my previous video, a lot of you guys said, hey, we want you to talk about your AI workflow, like how you're using AI in your business. Yeah, you like my builder design pattern video, thank you. But nobody watches those. Degree tier list. How about I do something like how I helped 5 people get a job? I should do that. I should do that. How I helped 10 people get a job. Tech with Tim did a really good video. Hey, that's me. This one, 4 jobs in 60 days. Yo, did you guys see I chilled with Tech with Tim today? Let's see. He's a sick dude. I'm gonna make this sort of video. And I'm gonna tell you exactly like how people got it. Let's see. This is the boys. Not this.
Yes.
And what's your primary? The
Well,
at-home studio.
It's a $1 million studio.
Yeah. Oh, I want this one day. 1 million
The black?
subscribers.
Yeah, you got
another one at 2 mil?
No, 10. I don't think I'm gonna be at 10 anytime soon.
So yeah, I think I can do a video like this. How I helped 4 developers get jobs in 60 days. Here's what we did. So I might do that. I think that'll be a good video. I want to be a billionaire. Yeah, I need a good... See, this is more like an ad, kind of. I need general... What do I need for the general content? What should I do for the general content? What should be a good general content? Hey, bro, don't spam, please. Thank you. Yeah, the thing is, I just did like 10 quant dev videos. So I don't want to do more of those. Like I just did 3 of them. So I need to do something new. What should I do? I actually might do an interview with a hardware engineer. That might be a good one. Interview with a hardware engineer. Because I want to interview guys, somebody that has like 30 years of experience in hardware. Should I do why I abandoned my green card? Is that like a main channel video? Code review of Monero. Holy shit. Should I just do a React slop video that will get me like 500,000 views? Yeah, if you want to views max, anything AI related would be best. Yeah. Let me just react to some AI slop. Just make AI slop videos. Should I just sell out and just make AI slop videos and make 500K a month? AI slop. I think I'm gonna do how I use AI as an AI skeptic. I think that would be good. I think that would be good. How I use AI as an AI skeptic. Or I can react to AI bubble stuff. Yeah, go the Theo route. React to pirates. Is that guy still alive? I thought I buried him. He keeps dropping. What's this? Pigs?
So the only thing I know about
Okay. Should I join? Should I become part of the crew? Yeah. Okay. I mean, worst case, I'll just review an AI slop video and just like react like a lazy YouTuber. But I really want to make the video on how I use AI in my workflow. By the way, if you guys are on the Discord and want me to react to a video, just send it to me. All right, dude, my girlfriend's waiting. All right, see you guys. Thank you for all calling in. And remember, there's that thing up there that'll help you. All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching.